It's time for a little experiment. I've been in Ho Chi Minh for a few weeks now, and the traffic here is crazy. But that got me wondering. The people here obviously have to be quite agile drivers in order to maneuver this kind of traffic. But how agile is their mindset? To find it out, I'm going to have to go undercover. Deep undercover. So, meet Tom, a Dutch tourist visiting Ho Chi Minh for the first time and hoping to see all of the city in one day. On a bike. An Uber bike. While Tom is enjoying himself, I'll be secretly scoring the driver on his agile mindset. He can earn up to 5 stars for each value of the Agile Manifesto. Being the client in all of this, Tom has his list of requirements. He wants to see 4 main sites today. The Cathedral, Saigon's signature tower, the Central Post Office, and the famous Benton Market. The Uber app only allows him to put in the first 3 though. So the 4th one, the market, Tom is going to have to communicate to the driver himself. Time to order the Uber. And right away we're off to a good start as we get a phone call from Fu, our driver. It seems like he understands that making a phone call is always better than depending on an app alone. Unfortunately, he doesn't speak a word of English. But points for the effort. There he is. Turns out it wasn't much of a problem to find me anyway. Then again, I guess I'm not that hard to find looking like this. I did not like wearing that outfit. Anyway, I explained the plan for the day and Fu is trying hard to understand. But his English skill is just not good enough. He's looking confused. After a while he appears to get it though. Everything's fine. Even adding the 4th and final site to our itinerary is no problem at all. So, all set. Good to go. First stop, a bunch of students. Fu is actually showing to be resourceful. Apparently, he pretty much didn't get a word of what I just explained. So he's getting outside help. Yeah, going to the students was a really smart move because, you know, whenever you need a translator, you just drive near a school and take your pick. Way to go, Fu. He's fixing the problem of having to depend on what I wrote in the app alone, and he's trying to collaborate with me. Eventually he finds a group of students that can translate my somewhat strange requests. And once again, we're on our way. Soon we arrive at the cathedral. While I'm pretending to admire this impressive 140-year-old structure, and getting some weird looks along the way, the driver takes a break, talking about his day, driving around this crazy tourist. Well, Fu, we're not done yet. As soon as we're on our way again, I'm in for a surprise. Because instead of driving me to the post office, Fu's headed towards the tower instead. He's following the route of sites precisely as I typed them into the app, which makes no sense from a logistics standpoint. After all, the post office is located right next to the cathedral. It would save us both time if he tried to collaborate with me on finding a better solution, which is obviously to drive to the post office first. Still, without any problems we arrived at the Texco Financial Tower. One of the tallest in Vietnam, and iconic for Ho Chi Minh City. After a quick walk about, I hop back on the bike and Fu surprises me again. I was expecting him to stick to the plan in the app now, just like he did before. But instead of driving me to the post office, he's now headed towards the market. Again, it's logic because it's closer. And it shows that Fu can be customer minded because it will help me finish my itinerary faster and potentially decrease the cost of the trip. But why start changing the plan now all of a sudden? He didn't show that kind of flexibility before. And why didn't he ask me first or try to collaborate? I may never know the answers to these questions, but if anything, Fu is showing some progress. Even without my feedback, it looks like he's learning and improving. One of the keys to an agile mindset. Bonus points for that one, Fu. And another good thing, I get to enjoy the famous Benton Market, one of the earliest surviving structures in Ho Chi Minh City. Full of local vendors, food and souvenirs. And competitors for Uber drivers apparently. But even though Tom can be a bit of a crazy tourist sometimes, he's also a loyal client. And Fu, a very loyal driver. Time for our final stop, the post office. Or, after all that sightseeing, Tom is actually feeling a little tired. Warm. So, just like customers in the real world often do, I changed my set of requirements. I'm changing the plan. To do what exactly? Well, get ice cream of course. Let's see how Fu deals with that. Again, he's looking a little confused at first. But with the help of my sketch, he gets it quickly. And without even a moment of doubt, he agrees to take me there. Full points for responsiveness to change. I love this response when he opened the notebook and was just like flipping through the pages, probably thinking, how much longer is this gonna go on for? But where to even find an ice cream place? Back to asking around. Fu is willing to go to great lengths to find the answer, because he's even asking his grab bike competitors. Through his great determination, we find a place soon enough. I get my ice cream and decide it's time to set Fu free. He did an amazing job. He showed great agility, resourcefulness, kindness, and incredible patience with this crazy tourist. As a reward, I was gonna offer him an ice cream too, but it feels like he would be much happier with a great tip. And an awesome review, of course. So, while I eat my ice cream, let's see how well Fu did. We scored Fu on the 4 values of the Agile Manifesto. First, he showed that he can communicate well with me, even without speaking a single word of English and having to depend on a tool alone. But there still were misunderstandings, and I feel like he could have tried to communicate even more. Second, we didn't spend a long time planning and documenting our route. In fact, Fu was pretty quick to just drive. He always got me where I wanted to go and delivered a working product quickly that way. Third, Fu was ready to customize the plan I put into the app from the start, and never even brought up raising the price or changing the itinerary. That's awesome, but it mostly felt like he was just attempting to follow my orders, rather than actually trying to collaborate and finding the best solution together. Finally, sometimes Fu stuck to the plan in the app, and sometimes he didn't. He showed great flexibility with the ice cream change though. Let's add to that his bonus points for learning on the go, and getting me to my final destination safely in this crazy traffic, and that makes a total of 14 out of 20 stars. Or in other words, according to this little experiment, Fu is 70% agile, which is not bad at all. And there we have the answer. That's how agile an Uber driver is in Ho Chi Minh City. Fu, great job, man. If you ever see this, if you ever get the ability to speak English, awesome. I'm a happy customer. And let's see who we're gonna test next time. This was Tom Tourist. See you next time and stay agile.
Gangsta, though we in this for life. G'd up, you could tell by the look in my eyes.